Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Once you've achieved level 60, a new way to level becomes open to you. No longer are you bound by the conventional rules of leveling. Now you can use the threads of fate. So you have been a good little Moorwalker. You have gone to each of the zones, you've helped out the various factions, you've reached level 60, and now you're kind of dreading doing it all over again on your ults. Then fear not. After you've completed the story mode on your first character, you've reached level 60 as we said before, up to and including selecting your covenant and the intro quest lines that go with that, then the threads of fate will be open to you. Keep in mind, you do need to do at least part of your covenant intro to activate this. I know I've said that before, but it needs saying over and over again. I've seen a lot of people who have been hitting level 60, then just logging straight out, logging in on an ult, moaning that threads of fate don't work. There are some requirements to this. The other requirement is, and this time this is for your ult character, you will need to do the introduction Moor quest line. Yes, that does mean helping Thrall yet again find the perfect weapon while we are in the moor surrounded by enemies.
A crossbow? I prefer to strike my enemies face to face.
You take your time, Thrall. Maybe, little hint, you don't go and throw the Doomhammer into a giant cavern because you're having a hissy fit. Just saying. So once you've completed the moor, Threads of Fate will be open to you as an option once you land in Oribus. So don't expect to log in on your ults and get this option come up for Threads of Fate. Once you arrive, time will suddenly stand still. Your screen will go grey, and you will be offered the choice by Rotal. You can select to replay the story exactly as you would have done your first character, or you can level up by completing what we would consider endgame content, doing world quests, bonus objectives, dungeons. You can jump about to the different zones. Also, you will have all of the side quests available, but the difference being here is all the main storyline quests will be locked, and the factions will treat you as if you have already done them. But worth noting, you will not have the rep for this, so don't think this is an easy rep skip. Now, choosing Threads of Fate is permanent, so much so that when you actually select the option to commence with Threads of Fate, you have to type the word Fate to approve it. On the flip side, should you decide to go the questing route instead, you can at any given time select to do Threads of Fate. All you need to do is return to Oribus, as you can see on the screen here, meet up again with our friend Rotal, and he will give you the option to select Threads of Fate. Now panic not, this is the same as if you brought a character through, but it turns out you hadn't done enough required things to activate Fate mode. You can just go there, even though it wasn't activated the first time you came through on your ult, and go and select to now activate the Fates. Now once you have selected the Threads of Fate, it's time to select your Covenant. You can of course look at all the options. You're given the choice to go and talk to the various faction emissaries, and they will show you what abilities you can gain, what armor sets are available, what mounts are there for the taking. Then all you need to do is head to what is left of the helm, select your Covenant, and you will be given the option to select your first zone that you wish to level in. This will give you a quest to aid that given faction. Little tip here on the side, if you want to gain the aid quest for each zone, which is handy if you're planning on doing dungeon spam, or you just want them all there good to go, all you need to do is actually fly to each of the given zones. You don't need to go back to the table and reselect the quest again. As long as you've flown into their airspace, you'll be granted the quest. The only time this may not happen is with your Covenant zone, as you have to hand in quests and kind of get that ball rolling. So if you're planning on gaining all of the aid quests straight away, right up front, then I would suggest selecting your Covenant zone as your starting one, going and doing what needs to be required there, and then just flying to each of the zones in turn as you have some of the flight points available to you. That way you won't need to head back to the table, and it will save you a ton of time. And that's it. That is Threads of Fate. It is, in my humble opinion, a fantastic addition to this game. It gives you freedom and flexibility, gives you choice to do what you want when you want to do it. I have about 6 characters right now, ready to rock and roll, to be leveled at the same time. I can do a couple of quests on my Paladin, maybe do some dungeons, some world quests, whatever it may be in Bastion, and then I'll be like, I'm done with this. Let's jump over onto my Demon Hunter, and I'm in Revendreth, and I'm killing rares, or I'm helping clean up muck for vampires. But it makes you want to keep playing the game. It makes the game fresh. This is what we want, Blizz. As players, we want choices. We want options. We want to be available to... If we want to be able to do the traditional quest route. That's fine. Don't get rid of that. But this new option just opens up so many possibilities. M+ gave an alternative for endgame content. If you didn't want to do raiding, you could do M+, and that gave you a new alternative path for endgame. This is the equivalent. This is the equivalent for leveling, where we now have alternative paths. We have options and choices. That's good. That's good. As I say, don't take anything away. Give us more choices, and then we'll want to play the game more. I have never wanted to play WoW as much as I do at the moment, and that is a great thing, Blizzard. Keep it up. Keep this up. And if you haven't given it a go already, definitely try out Threads of Fate on at least one of your characters. It is a ton of fun. It's a really interesting alternative path to take. But that is enough of me gassing on. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Laters.